Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. I know the office opened a little later this evening, but we're still here. We're doing the first look with my man, Trevor Hillstrom. Trevor, what's going on?
Nothing much, just trying to will these Blue Jays to a win here somehow.
Did you stay up for all 18 innings the other night?
No, I fell asleep and I woke up to seeing that the Dodgers had won. And then last night, I think I texted you. I don't know how Ohtani got through the whole. They were worried about his fatigue, and they just didn't know how he could play both positions. They just beat that to death. I said, well, he's a 31-year-old man. He'll make it.
Yeah, and plus they walked him every time. It wasn't like he sat up there and took cracks. But let me ask you this real quick before we get to football. You would walk him too, right? They're doing the right thing.
Oh, I would walk him too. They shouldn't have pitched to him the night he tied the game. And
right.
They never pitched to him. I just don't get it. That's just dumb. They'd be up 3-1 in the series most likely.
Totally agree with that.
Trying to close it out.
So by the way, I want to say that maybe you put the bug in my head. I had a much better week on FanDuel last week than I did on DraftKings. And I think it's because I had Jonathan Taylor in every lineup on FanDuel and I didn't have him on DraftKings. I don't know. He was $10,000 on FanDuel and he was like $9,500 on DraftKings. So it shouldn't have been a problem, but it seems like, is FanDuel looser with its pricing?
Yeah, I feel I can get more of my players in the lineup than I want. Because it's 60,000 to 50,000 of the salary cap. But it just seems like for some reason with the pricing, it's like I can get that one more player that I want to play and taking less risk.
Now, for everybody out there, I'm just going to say last week, I can't guarantee it, but I remember we put a lineup together with Shaheed, DK, Butte. We talked Kittle. We had a lot of guys, Trevor. I don't know I feel like I didn't play everybody we mentioned on Wednesday, and I'm upset at myself because I think we were very on last week.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself because I played too much Bijan Robinson. And, when we think about it, we didn't play Breece Hall much because Tyrod was in. We didn't trust it with Fields. But they were playing the Bengals. They're terrible. But we still played Robinson, even though Penix and London were out. We should realize that they were going to do everything they could to stop Robinson. And that was just, you think hindsight's always 20/20. But then when you think about it, it's like maybe Robinson wasn't the play there. And if you watch the game, Jordan Brooks for Miami right off the bat, it's like he knew the plays. He was like a heat-seeking missile on Bijan the first few plays, and then it got out of hand.
But can I tell you, I think it's Kirk Cousins' fault. He's literally terrible now. He didn't challenge that defense at all. Not at all.
No, he's no good.
He's no good. So Andy Dalton's no good. No good.
And these fools in Minnesota are wanting to talk about trading for Cousins. Why would you want him back? The Viking season's over in my eyes. If we lose every game, maybe we can draft a quarterback that can actually play it.
So you don't like J.J. McCarthy at all?
I haven't seen him play. He's never on the field. And something's weird about this injury because he's scared to death to play him. And I'm just not happy with the Vikings. I told you I'd fire KOC right now just because he left Wentz in that game when everybody knew he was too hurt to play and he needed to pull him. As a human being, he should have been pulled out of that game and went with Brosmer. I just don't get it. I think the Vikings organization is screwed, but that's a whole – I could go on for hours.
I truly hope that they do right by Wentz because what they did to that guy to me was unconscionable. He could not move his arm, and he gutted it out and went out there. They knew that. I mean, that game was over at halftime, dude. That game was over.
Yeah, it was over. I was just hoping for some more fantasy points.
Right. All right. Speaking of fantasy points, let's talk this week. Let's talk quarterback. The most expensive guys are going to be in that big game there. The game that has Buffalo and Kansas City at 52.5 points, Trevor.
Yeah.
Are you thinking Allen? Are you thinking Mahomes? Could this game underperform?
Well, it can underperform because it's kind of weird. The big strengths are they coincide with each other. Like Buffalo runs the ball well. Kansas City stops the run. Kansas City don't run the ball well, and that's how you get on the Bills is running. So that's how it can underperform. But there's just too many offensive weapons going on, and these quarterbacks create their own offense, so they can just keep it going. So, I mean, I like Allen, I like Mahomes. I think there's other quarterbacks I'm going to lean on, but I do like them. I mean,
let's stay with this game for a second.
It always seems to be high.
Is Pacheco going to play in this game? Because if he doesn't, does that make Mahomes even a better threat?
I think he's just a great threat regardless. I don't think Pacheco puts him over the top because they'll run it with Smith and Hunt. They'll get the same amount of carry. So I don't think it's going to affect Mahomes much.
All right. So we have Allen's and Mahomes. Okay. Then Justin Herbert, I don't feel is like the greatest play, but I can't blame it, people. I mean, the team is throwing a ball a ton. Drake May and Nix and Stafford and Daniel Jones are in this next clump. New England playing against Atlanta that runs a lot of man coverage. That's not good for Atlanta. Stafford against New Orleans, who's reeling. Daniel Jones against Pittsburgh, which is terrible on defense. Are you interested in any of those guys in that clump?
Yeah, I'm interested in those guys. May just seems to shine every week. He was the top scoring guy in the main slate last week. He can just pencil him for 20 plus points every week. I do like Goff a lot too. I think they're just going to club my team, but I could see Gibbs getting most of the work too, because Gibbs seems to light the Vikings up. So
how do you beat Minnesota? Do you run on them, or do you throw on them, or do you do whatever you want on them?
You can do whatever you want on them right now. You watched it last week. I mean, the Chargers, they have so many weapons that, if the Vikings don't get to the quarterback, it's over. And then Vidal was able to run over them after a while too, and they're not going to stop Gibbs.
But would you play Goff over Daniel Jones or Matthew Stafford or Drake May?
I like them all about the same amount, but I think I like May the most.
I do. I like May a lot. Let me ask you about Caleb Williams. As disgusting as he was last week, which was really bad, Cincinnati, dude, they made Justin Fields look good. What do we do with Caleb Williams this week?
Yeah, he looks like a good play too. You can go into Cincinnati's huddle, and just like we did in school, write down the play on the sand. And we can go into Cincinnati's defensive huddle, write down the play, tell them exactly. They won't be able to stop it. So, I do like the Bears. But I do love Swift this week. So that's about as far down as I'll go.
I'm sorry, Trevor. We'll have Danger on with us in just a few minutes. I would tell you there's a guy that I like that's a little further down. What if I told you Jackson Dart might be on my list of people?
Yeah, I do have Dart listed here. And yeah, I will probably play a lamp or two with JJ too, just because there's so many weapons, a way to beat Detroit is through the air. And he can run the ball. I don't know what to expect from the guy because I haven't seen him play. But, yeah, I like Dart too. Dart's a guy that if you're playing seasonal leagues right now, this is a guy I'm trying to get on most of my playoff teams. Their playoff schedule for fantasy football is outstanding. I was just looking at that. So I just thought I'd throw that in there for the seasonal players. So I'm trying to get –
Hold a second. I know they're off week 14.
Yes, but
15, 16. Oh, they have Washington, Minnesota, and Las Vegas. Giddy up.
Yeah. So I'm on the Dart train. I've been trying to get him, especially with Scatterbo out now, because Tracy's more of a pass catching running back. So I like Dart a lot, and his price is right. And
look at what Houston did last week against San Francisco. Just a lot of short passes. I mean, Dart can pick them apart.
Yeah, and San Francisco, they're banged up. They're a yo-yo team.
All right. So right now, if you had to give me your top three quarterbacks, rank the top three for me for this week.
In order?
Of course.
Wow. I'll go May, Mahomes, Dart.
I will say, you don't like Josh Allen?
I do like Josh Allen. I just like Kansas City's defense. I do like Josh Allen. I mean,
Josh Allen's going to be like 3% owned, and Mahomes is going to be like 15.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like it's kind of bad because there's so many quarterbacks on this slate I think that can do well. So that one guy's going to get in that 30-point range. It could very well be Mahomes or Allen because like you said, it's 54. I don't think either team's going to be great at running the football. So most of it's going to have to come through the air. So yeah, maybe I'll put Mahomes at 1.
Okay. I think it becomes like Mahomes, Allen 1, then I'm going to go May, and then I'm going to go Dart.
That sounds about right.
By the way, you're not wrong with J.J. McCarthy. If he's any decent, you could get McCarthy, put it with Jefferson and Addison, bring it back with Gibbs and St. Brown, and load that game up. Just load it up.
Yeah, that could be a blow-up game.
Yeah. All right. At running back, you spending up for Jonathan Taylor against a Pittsburgh defense that can't stop anybody?
No.
You spending up for Christian McCaffrey?
A little bit. Yeah, I like McCaffrey because he's $1,000 cheaper. So yeah, I think they're going to bounce back against the Giants. So I would prefer McCaffrey over Taylor. There's no doubt about that.
What about Bijan, who disappointed us horribly last week?
I'm not going back to him. This is the Patriots. They're pretty tough.
They are good. Yeah, they
haven't played a lot of good teams though. Bijan could go and score a bunch of points against anybody, but I'd rather have CMC at his price than Bijan. And there's other backs on the slate I want to pay down for that I'm going to put on there. But you could play Bijan. His ownership is probably going to be low, but I'd rather have Gibbs than Bijan as well.
I love Gibbs this week. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
What about Kyron Williams against a New Orleans team with Tyler Shuck? Do you know how many 3-and-outs are going to be in that game for the Saints?
Yeah. Don't remind me about the Saints. I had way too much of Spencer Rattler last week. You think about it now, it's like, well, that was dumb.
I told you, don't play players who suck.
Yeah, that's true. He sucks.
When I look here, there seems to be a lot of obvious plays. Kamani Vidal feels obvious. DeAndre Swift feels obvious. Do you think those two guys will come in at like 15%?
I don't know about Vidal. I'm not on Vidal at all.
Against Tennessee?
Nah, I'm not.
Seriously?
No, I don't. I'm not going to be on Vidal at all. I'm drawing my line in the sand with him. I'm going to be on Swift way more than I'm going to be on Vidal. Vidal's Vidal probably get 20 points, but I'm thinking Swift gets close to 30, and I'm thinking one of those top guys is going to get near 30.
Right.
San Diego. Not San Diego. They're still going to throw the football a lot too.
What about Rico Dowdle? Reading between the lines, there was something where it said the Patriots were interested in Chuba Hubbard. I don't know whether I believe any of that stuff. I saw some rumor on social media before. Do you think Carolina's committed to Rico Dowdle right now?
I don't know if they're committed to Dowdle. I think they should be committed to Rico Dowdle. He looks a lot better than Chuba. Bad matchup this week against the Packers in Lambeau, though. It's not good. So I'm not interested in anything from the Panthers. I'm actually interested in the Packers defense, but they're so darn expensive. But
what about Jaylen Warren against Indianapolis, who they'll have him in there to catch some short passes, to block a little bit? What are you thinking?
Oh, he's okay. I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of Warren. I'll have some of them. I just play a lot of lineups, but he's not going to be in my top bunch of guys.
Is Tyrone Tracy going to be overowned?
He could be. I think he's an okay play. I don't think he's a great play. If his ownership is high, I'll be out.
Can I tell you why I won't play him? Because Brian Dable does not trust him on the goal line. He will go with Singletary all the time.
Yeah, that's probably true too. And I think you'll see more. I think now with Scatterbo, you're going to see more dart rushing touchdowns as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, dart is a fantastic play in any setting you have, just from the mobility. I mean, the guy is like, I don't want to overrate it, but he's in that Lamar, Josh Allen, mobile quarterback, scoring touchdown kind of guy.
I just traded Worthy for dart today.
Oh, that's a steal.
I needed a quarterback I want to trust, and I have tons of wide receivers.
That was a steal. All right. Is there any other cheap running back that you're on that I haven't mentioned?
No, I've looked through them pretty well. I want to go with Spears, but I don't trust what they'll do with Spears. I think Spears he should be getting 20 touches, and Pollard should just be phased out.
If Pacheco,
Spears can't handle that workload.
I know he can't. If Pacheco is out, is Kareem Hunt in?
Not for me. No, I think Brashard Smith will get a lot of work if Pacheco is out. They like Hunt more at the goal line, but he'll get his 15 carries.
Okay.
I mean, I guess thinking about it, to beat Buffalo, you want to run the football, but I don't think that's in Kansas City's DNA. They just like to throw.
I think it is in their DNA, but I just don't think they have the guy to do it. Okay, let's get to wide receiver. Puka Nacua, slot receivers against New Orleans, cheat code. Are you paying up for Puka?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like Nacua a lot in this game. I mean, he's been, outside of Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's been the most consistent receiver there is. I mean, he had just one dud. He's been in the winning lineups in 5 of the weeks he's played. So he's just a 30-point guy. And I'm not worried about the Rams being so far ahead because he could have 7 catches in the first
quarter. First quarter, yeah.
Yeah. So
what about Rashee Rice? To me, Rashee Rice feels almost like a lock button.
Yeah, Rice is going to get a ton of volume in this game because they move him around so much. I mean, he's almost unstoppable.
So do you see yourself I know you play a million lineups. Let's assume we're talking 150. Are you having Puka and Rice in half?
Puka for sure in half. I'd probably have Rice in probably a third, 50.
And how many will you have them together?
25%, maybe 15%, 25%. Yeah.
Swami says, I like Vidal. I agree with the Swami. I'll be seeing him on Friday night.
Yeah.
All right. Other receivers of interest. Nico Collins without Patrick Surtain. Yay or nay?
Yay. Yeah. I like Collins a little bit in that without Surtain. I like, the guy who I like is DK Metcalf a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Against Indianapolis. Yeah.
Against Indianapolis, Rodgers has really no other receivers to throw to that he trusts. Metcalf's a big body. The Colts have no way they can cover this guy. So I expect him to get 10 targets, 8 catches, 100 yards, touchdown.
What about looking at cheaper receivers here? You mentioned DK Metcalf. What about Quentin Johnston? We haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks. Any interest in him?
No. I mean, I'll play him a little bit, but I don't have a lot of interest in him. There's too many weapons there, and with Gadsden showing out now, they got all these intermediate passes. They've seemed to, really do the intermediate routes. Except, unless you got one-on-one coverage with the bum the Vikings had on Ladd last week for an easy touchdown.
We did a very good job last week of finding cheaper guys. Some of the cheaper guys I like this week, Trevor. Wan'Dale Robinson feels like he's a pretty sharp play.
I like Wan'Dale. I have him actually starred here. And last week we had DK. I don't know what we'll do if we'll have him again this week, but he's a guy that I think can always produce every week. You're going to be playing from behind. So
I love DK this week. Love him.
Yeah. So he's always in play now. I mean, he's getting a lot of volume, so I like him.
What about the Colts receivers, Pierce and Downs?
Yeah, you'd think one of them would show out, maybe Downs.
Okay. Any other cheaper guys that you like?
You can throw the football on the Steelers. There's no doubt about it. But I see him. I like their tight end a lot in this game after I watched Tucker Kraft just destroy Pittsburgh. I can't believe I didn't have Tucker Kraft in any captain lineups.
I can't believe you didn't too after you won with Dalton Schultz, you Mr. Tight End over here.
Yeah, I have a Dalton Schultz jersey on the way.
I heard that. I'm very impressed by that. Got to show your love for the man.
Well, I live in Wisconsin, so I won't have to wear my Viking stuff and tick off the locals. No, they all know me.
What about, I'm going to give you a couple of guys here. First of all, Travis Hunter. I've heard a lot of rumblings of they want him more involved, Brian Thomas not 100%. Are you in on Hunter at all?
Yeah, I think for his price, we can definitely be in on Hunter. He's only for what, 4,200 I'm reading?
He's 47.
47. Well, my 7s and 2s look different when I need my cheaters. But yeah, I think he's a guy worth mentioning. What about, I know Jennings has stunk for the Niners. He has stunk, but Pearsall is still not practicing. I don't think Pearsall is going to play. I think Danger was thinking he was going to play. I don't think Pearsall is going to be back. If Pearsall's out, I kind of like Jennings is that cheap play. Nobody's going to play him. Comes out of the blue. This is his 3rd week back. I think he's totally healthy. I don't think he's got any designation. Last week he had designation. I might take a chance on Jennings because the Giants aren't very good. I mean, I wouldn't put him in a big single entry lineup, but if you're playing in a few lineups, I would put him in one. If I'm playing 3 lineups, I'd put him in one.
If I do because I think I may do a little bit of Giant 49er stack where I can see me going like Dart, McCaffrey, Wandale. If I wanted another Jennings or Kittle, I could see that makes sense because I looked at games at 48.5. That's a big number for a Giant game.
And you can get your Puka in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to that at all because not many people are going to play it, and I think it's going to be higher scoring. And with Dart's legs and his ability to score touchdowns now that Scadaboo's out, I mean,
think
it's going to make a lot of my lineups.
It's 48.5, and it's a 2.5 point spread. So Vegas is telling you that there's going to be points.
24 points each, but basically what they're kind of telling you, 23 to 25 or something like that, 22 to 25. So a lot of points, it's only a 4-point difference or 5-point difference in the big game, and you're paying way less.
Way less. And I really like your Indianapolis-Pittsburgh thing. I love the Metcalf move. I just think that people are going to want to play the Colts. And the Steelers may be really sneaky this week because nobody's going to want to click them.
Yeah, Metcalf, I think he's a great play in this game.
Great play. I think Jalen Warren and Metcalf are great plays. I think Aaron Rodgers may be a good play.
I don't think he is in this slate with this many quarterbacks that have all these matchups. I mean,
not at 5,800, right?
Yeah, my pen has got so many good plays on quarterbacks. It's going to be hard for him to beat it. But he definitely could throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Will that be enough? That's 24. Well, if he goes 12, 24 plus the bonus, 27, 28 points, that could be enough.
Now, the Rams are not good against slot receivers. Chris Olave is as good as they come. I just don't trust Tyler Shuck enough to play Chris Olave. Do we agree?
Yeah, we did have those wide receivers from the Saints, and they actually had pretty good games without scoring touchdowns.
They did.
One of them scored a touchdown. Shaheed dropped one where he should have.
Did you see one where Shuck missed Shaheed? Shaheed was open by 5 yards.
Yeah, he missed him on a bomb. That's right.
That
would have been great. Yeah, that would have been a great play. That would have helped me a ton.
All right, let's get to some tight ends here.
I can't really complain about my losing weeks, can I?
No, not at all. Not listening to you. All right. Tyler Warren, 5,500. Oronde Gadsden, 5,300. Brock Bowers practicing, Trevor, 5,000. Pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely. I like Bowers. I like Warren. Bowers doesn't have any injury designation now. They say he's totally healthy. So what that means. I like Kittle this week, too. We got to remember Kittle because he had a touchdown last week, but I think he'll be more involved this week. But he might have to block a little bit more against that front pass rush. But if they're playing from behind, I like Laporta because Minnesota. You see what Gadsden did to Minnesota last week.
Laporta is going to be overlooked this week. I think people are going to look at Warren, they're going to look at Kittle, and they're not going to look at Laporta, who always does well against Minnesota.
Yeah, I like everybody on Detroit against Minnesota.
What about Hunter? Well, no, Atlanta has the toughest defense against tight ends. What about Colston Loveland?
Is Kmet definitely out?
I don't think we know that yet. It's questionable.
Yeah. But I would like Loveland. The Bears have got to be in play too. Like I said, Cincinnati, they just stink. We got to think of back to receiver. Romo Dunze is in a good spot. I mean,
he is in a good spot. He's in a really good spot.
Burden. I don't know what's going on with DJ Moore. I mean, is he they should trade him or get rid of him or do something. They're not going to give him the football.
Well, look, they have. If you look at their depth chart, which I'm looking at now, Swift questionable, Odunze questionable, DJ Moore, Zacchaeus, Burden, Komet, they're all questionable as of this moment.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I believe. I think they're just being cautious. But if Swift is out, Manungai, whatever, he might be a lock button play at his price.
Lock button. All right. Do me a favor. Let's do a lineup together. Let's see what we can come up with. Who is our quarterback of this week? Who do you want to go with?
Well, it's hard to do when we don't know what else we're taking. But I think we should start.
You know what? Do you want to wait on quarterback? Let's wait on quarterback.
Well, we could take Dart to start. I mean,
let's take Dart to start. All right. Running back.
Well, definitely Swift for now because I think he's definitely playing Swift.
Do you want McCaffrey in there? Or too expensive?
I think we should try McCaffrey.
Right,
what do you
think?
think?
Do we need him or we don't need him?
I don't know if we need him.
All right, so let's take him out. Is there another guy? I like Vidal. You don't. Gibbs, we both like.
Yeah, Gibbs we both like over McCaffrey.
All right, so let's throw Gibbs in there.
Yeah.
Who do you have a wide receiver? Puka, Rice, Nico, Metcalf?
DK Metcalf for sure because he's 5,600 and I just like his matchup. But they are listing
do you want Wandale in there?
If we have Dart, I do like Wandale.
Okay. So you get another few more receivers.
We're at 36.67 for defense, flex, and tight end.
And another wide receiver.
Who do we have? Metcalf, Nakua, and Wandale?
We don't have Puka. I didn't put him in. You want Puka in? Or do you want Rashee Rice?
I think we'll have to go with Rice because he's just cheaper.
Okay. Who's our defense? Who do you like at defense?
Boy, that's a tough one.
I like Jacksonville a little bit.
Yeah, I do like the Jaguars. I wonder how the Raiders are going to look when coming out of this bye with Bowers back.
Is there a cheaper defense that you like?
Maybe the Broncos are 100 cheaper. You got to remember Houston can't pass block.
But they also don't have Surtain. Does that change anything?
They'll still get after the quarterback.
All right, so let's throw Denver in. All right, who's our tight end?
I'd like to pay up for Warren, but I don't know what that'll leave us with. It'll only leave us with 3,800 for a flex.
Right. Do you want to be – who was the cheaper tight end that we like? Oh, do you want Laporta?
Laporta.
All right, so that gives us $5,000 at flex.
You could double tight end it with Bowers. I don't know if we could trust him coming back, but if you're looking at all these guys, I like Jameson Williams, but if you're going to go that far, then you got to put Goff at quarterback with all those Detroit players in there. So,
all right, so let's do that. So let's put Goff. If we put Goff,
we got Kittle.
Well, if we do Goff, then we did you want Jameson and Gibbs and Goff? We already have Laporta in there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get to Goff.
I think Dart is the smarter play.
You think Dart's the smarter play? I think
rushing touchdowns.
So I think, for the flex spot, I'm thinking we could go with a tight end, either Bowers or Kittle.
All right, so let's put Kittle in for now. It makes sense to me.
So that gives us 200 more. What type of defense does that bring us up to? Do we like Jacksonville's defense better than we like the Broncos?
I think Jacksonville's going to be swarming.
Okay, then we can move up to Jacksonville.
All right, so right now, the first look, Dart, Swift, and Gibbs. Metcalf, Rashee Rice, and Wandale. Laporta, Kittle, and Jacksonville.
Yep, I'm going to put that in a single entry.
Does that feel like it could take down a tournament?
Do I feel like it could take down a tournament?
Yes. Or does it feel like it could cash?
Oh, I think I think all these guys could do really well. It's tough.
Well, I look at this team, right, and I say, I think this team is solid, but I don't. Could it take down a tournament? Could Swift get you 30?
Yes.
Could Gibbs get us 30?
Yes.
Could Metcalf get 20?
Oh yeah, he's getting 20.
Could Rashee Rice get 20?
Yes.
Could Wandale get 20?
Maybe.
Maybe. Could Laporta get 20?
I think he can get, no, he might only get about 16, 17. Kittle can get us 20.
Kittle can get you 20. So let me ask you this. Would you put Kittle to the tight end and then get another receiver in there instead of Laporta?
Yeah, we could see what we can come up with. If we put Kittle, so then that gives us 4,400. So we have to find, is there a guy at 4,400?
Josh, I'm just giving you names. Josh Downs, Jawan Jennings, DK.
Jennings would be the riskier guy.
But interesting.
Laporta, thing about Laporta can fail because there's so many guys. We got Gibbs, we got St. Brown, we've got.
I think we're missing out on a Colts player. I don't know who, but if that game is going to be at a 50, Indianapolis is going to have to score, and I don't know if it's just going to be Jonathan Taylor.
Well, we have Downs available.
I think he's interesting. He's a man of interest.
Well, or do we find a way to pay even further down at defense and see what we got at our flex?
Yes. What's the cheapest defense you like?
So if you wanted like a guy like, let's say we wanted to pay up for Pittman, we don't have 1,800 left over.
How about, do you like,
if you went with Warren, you'd have 2,200.
Warren's interesting.
You've got the Saints, Vikings, and Panthers.
All right, so I'll just throw one in. I'll throw in the Vikings just for. I'll throw in Tennessee. I'm just throwing it in. I can't do that. Vikings.
No, I would rather play the Panthers than the Vikings.
All right, I'll throw the Panthers. So does that better? Dart, Swift, Gibbs, Metcalf, Robinson, Rice, Kittle, Warren.
That looks better to me, doesn't it? Does it feel better to you or no?
I think we're going to go ahead.
Or do you think the receiver is going to be better than Warren?
You can't ever go wrong with Warren. Warren's a lock for 15 points. But I think the problem with Josh Downs is he doesn't catch long distance touchdowns.
Right.
Pierce catches the bomb, right? Downs catches the 10-yard out. But they go to him on the goal line around in the red zone, which I think helps him. I think that game, I want to have some sort of sneaky small stack with Metcalf, Warren, Metcalf, Downs. Something there is going to be profitable.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the lineup the way we have it.
All right.
I mean, if you really like Vidal too, you can pay down from Gibbs to Vidal and pay up elsewhere too. But I think this is a solid lineup. I think I think they're all gonna have a shot at having a good game. Wandale is the X factor. Does he have a bad game or does he have a really good game? If he has a really good game, this lineup should be pretty good.
Don't we consider Wandale the slot? And San Francisco is terrible against slots.
Yeah. And without Scadaboo, I think they'll be passing quite a bit.
I do too. I think Dart is the sneaky play of the week that people might be overlooking.
Yeah, I like Dart.
Yeah. All right, before we let you go, give me who's the Trust and Trevor Wednesday night play of the week.
The Wednesday night play of the week. Now, do you want – well, I could give you the obvious guys. Swift, if he plays, would be the obvious guy. But I don't think a lot of people are going to play DK Metcalf. It's going to be Metcalf. I think he's 100 yards and a touchdown.
I think Metcalf is a great call. It's a great call, really. I think mine is going to be Dart Wandale. Yeah. And then I'll figure the rest out.
Yeah, I like that play a lot too.
I'm going to fade Tracy because I think people are going to want to click Tracy, and I'll fade Tracy, and I'll go Dart Wandale. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how do I get Puka and Rice in one lineup. That I want to figure out.
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of hand lineups. I'm off till Saturday night, so I'm going to be doing a lot of lineups by hand, just tinkering with it. And then I'll go to DFS Hero. Once I've done my tinkering, then I'll feel how I want to incorporate it in the DFS Hero.
When you go into DFS Hero, by the way, if you enter promo code DOC, you get 20% off at DFS Hero. Here's my question. Do you put in your own, do you change their projections and put in your own? Do you tweak each projection?
Yes. No, I don't do it for everybody. I do it for the guys that I really like. I bump them up. Once I bump them up, they'll put them in the lineups the way I kind of want to. I got to really mess with it. You know what? My problem is that I procrastinate a lot of times. And then I wait
till 2 a.m. and you're doing it.
Well, I do it at 7 a.m. Saturday. I'm like, I'll wait till 9. Last week you had to wait for the injury reports to come out. We didn't know who was playing. We didn't know if London was. It kind of screwed with your lineup building, because if you're making as many lineups as I have and you got London still in them, and it's like, then you got to really make all these changes. Like, it's better off just to try to do it all. But I've got it incorporated in my mind the way I kind of want it. So I'm still trying to fine tune things, but
I like it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Right. Was it Friday? We have Friday Night Lights. Saturday, we have the single entry show with Trevor and Justin and Danger. Great show, by the way. Really enjoyed that. And then, of course, Saturday morning, we've got Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern. We got a lot to do here, Trevor. Going to try to win another 100K. Yeah,
we got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do. I want to put out a really good article this week because, I told everybody to play that Spencer Rattler and Bijan Robinson. I knew we had a lot of newer subscribers last week, and it stunk. But we'll get it back, I promise. I'm very confident.
I love that because you know what? In this business, I learned from day one, you can't always be right. You can try your best. You do whatever you can, but you're not always right. But you know what? You come back this week, and we try to get right. I think DK is a great play. Love it. Love it. All right, for everybody out there, this is Dr. Roto and Trevor Hillstrom saying be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.